Hello everybody, you must be wondering how to make money in a video game if you clicked on this video. Well, let me tell you, it ain't easy. This a video game doesn't mean it's very entertaining to make the money actually. And making the money means that you put a lot of work and time into it. It doesn't happen like I'll go kill that monster, or I'll go just mine on that place and there is a sure profit awaiting me. There is nothing like that. So literally, you make your money with your brain, and that's all there is into it in Entropia. To make money, you just need to get the information, basically have the knowledge, and make the best out of it. Trading must be one of the best ways, probably, because you don't risk so much. And what you can risk in the trading is like, let's say you're buying some material on some little bit lower markup than the auction price, hoping that you're gonna sell it later on in the auction when you get a bigger stack. But suddenly somebody gets a very big loot from it, or everybody starts hunting something. It's stuff you can't plan, and that something drops so much of that material that you are currently buying that actually it lowers its value, it lowers the markup. So finally, you end up buying a lot of material that actually you cannot resell on the price that you wanted to sell initially, and that means that you will need to wait or just take a loss. The auction house in Entropia is amazing. It's very simplified as long as you know the basics. It can be all auto-sorted for you once you click on buyouts. And it sorts it out for you on the highest buyout to the lowest, or the opposite way, from the lowest to the highest, or to markup. You can sort it in any one of those settings. Yeah. If I need some specific material, I can just go and find that material. Let's say it's Listerium. It's pretty common material, and I need some luck here. Let's say I need 100 Listerium. So I can click on the quantity and I'll go from the smallest. I'll sort it out, so the smallest is the first, like 30 Listerium ingots is the smallest amount sold on the auction right now, and it has the highest markup. Totally not worth it. But there we go, I need 100 and I have for 33% markup, which is pretty high for the Listerium, but the person needed to sell it like that because you can only put one pad minimum in the auction. Like if you are pricing something, it can be around to certain pads from the auction. So on 3 PED hard value Listerium, he can ask for one pad. Even if it was 4 PED or 100 PED, he can start by asking for one pad minimum on top of what he's got. But if I want just a little bit of Listerium and I don't want to be buying a bigger amount, which still will cost me more money, even though it might have a smaller markup, I could buy that one. But usually when I'm going for cheaper way, I would go for higher value. I keep going down, so the quantity increases, and if you can see, we start getting lower and lower markups here and there. Like this is just 6.67%, which is nothing compared to the 33% from earlier for 3 PED. I can get this 30 PED of Listerium here for 106, which is 5 times cheaper based on the markup. And I'm gonna have to pay 2 PED on top. So what happens here, if you can see, for 3 pad I have to pay 1 pad on top, and for 30 pad of hard value I still have to pay just 2 pad, which is 2 times more than when I'm buying just 3 pad of Listerium. But if you think about it, 30 pad of Listerium is like 10 times more than the initial 30 pad I was speaking about. So that means that I'm buying 10 times more materials for a lot smaller markup, and basically I'm paying double on 1/10 how much 1/10 would cost me. It's like very flexible. It all depends on the traders and what the people do, and you can use this as well as many other tricks. I won't be able to share them all. There is always something probably you won't know as well. But by knowing the market, that's the first step really to be a good trader, is to know the market. Or, well, you would like to do other things like hunt or mine. Well, great. If you know the market, then you will know what's currently needed, what would be needed in the near future, and so on, when the prices of some certain things are going to go up or down, so you can get prepared. As I said, knowledge is the best thing you can have uh, for as a foundation, and after that you figure out your ways to interact and work it out in your favor. The point is, if something is working, do it as much as you can in the smartest way possible. Maybe you shouldn't do it very fast, depends, uh, but do it as long as you can, because most probably it will stop at some point, because everything changes, and either other people will find out about it or a new way will pop out. Anyway, if it's something really profitable that you're doing for a long time, for sure the economy and the system will make up for it in certain specific ways. But yeah, you can't state. It all depends on the all the people. How to make money hunting. Trading is the best way, I would say. How to make money hunting? I can't guarantee that there is a safe way. I don't really think there is a safe way to be sure you're gonna be making money while hunting, but there are many ways to minimize your losses or your costs, which is a very good thing to do, especially in long term. It really pays back. It would save you maybe hundreds and so on of pet, which you can use to hunt other creatures and so on. The most important thing about hunting, your weapon's efficiency. Why? Because efficiency decides what's the chance you're gonna get more, bigger variety of loot. Like, you're not gonna be getting just the basics, shrapnel and so on, but you're gonna be getting more colorful loot. The chance is just higher that that's gonna be happening, while you hunt with efficiency that has higher weapon that has higher efficiency. Yeah. 63% is actually, I have that on this weapon. Is kind of right for my level, which is start beginner, middle level. I would say middle level player, just the beginning of it. So that's low. That is low efficiency. Even though it would give me more than some other weapons that are mostly lower level. So the higher level weapon, you get higher efficiency usually. It varies as well, but in most of weapons you do get to see that. So I've heard of weapons and I've seen with 70 plus efficiency, or even 80 plus efficiency, which is amazing efficiency. When you put amplifier and stuff like that, it increases actually the efficiency as well. So you can reach even higher than the basic efficiency the weapon it has on it. But the thing is that these weapons with a high efficiency, first thing is you need an unlimited weapon, because, for example, this weapon I got here is a limited weapon, Armatrix. Armatrix, yeah, level 35. It's starting to get already high here for me, and I start to feel the difference from what they say about having unlimited weapon and having what I currently have bought here, for which I have paid more than 10 ped markup, that is pure loss. The game in any way will not account for me using those 10 ped, so I won't get it in any payback and loot or anything. So investing the big amount, like few thousand ped, if you plan to be a serious hunter, just the weapon is just the beginning. Most probably you'll need some set, and the first thing actually you need to get to that higher levels. There is lower levels unlimited weapons, of course, and actually it's smart if you stay on lower monsters. And all you need to do is just be as efficient as possible, as economical as possible, and keep on grinding something that you can afford to keep on grinding with thousands and thousands and thousands, and it should all average out throughout your long many hunts, your long time hunting. And you will see what basically the prices or and the profits from the markup of what you loot. But that's the point. You need better loot so you can have better things to sell that people are looking for, so you have better markup on it, so you get that extra part of the income from the community itself seeking these materials and stuff that you hunted and gained. So that's why I started and said that efficiency might be the most important thing in hunting, and to get there you need to get levels and buy that great unlimited weapons, amplifiers, and so on. Mining is the third main thing that you can do in Entropia aside from trading and hunting. In mining I go to tools section, and there you go, I have a finder. What I use is a finder which can, in this planet, it can look for mineral ore and energy matter. I just go around, drop the stuff. Yeah, there is of course again efficient and economical way to mine, and that is like not to overlap, to keep distance between the places you dropped already, and not to go on too deep on places where it's not needed to go so deep, because you could be actually missing most of the spawn material since it's not so deep. There is a lot of information and maps on the internet showing you in what areas or at what depths you can find what materials. And again, as I started, if you know the market and the prices and everything, you know which materials. You, even if you don't know it, you can just go and check it out. Just look a specific ore or end matter and see what's the markup, and then just go there and check where it can be looted and at what depth can you cover that. Mining is more a pretty straightforward thing, because the stuff are spawned in the ground randomly. There is a lot of things miners can advise you and tell you, like sometimes there is this patterns in which you can find the stuff that is to be spawned, and the ways to get better outcome of it all. But I would say there is just the terrain, and you just go wherever you can go to mine, and you mine that place. Of course there is some really basic things again you can look at, is how famous is that area when you go to some place, how famous it is. Like, do you think that there was many people that passed the day mining through there? Should you be more careful with your drops, or is it more wild area that not a lot of people go there? It's far from teleports, so it's not convenient for the people and they don't do it. That's the ways you can be smart in mining, and there is a lot of things you can again do to be more efficient, which will lower your loss. Even I've heard about mining that it's one of the best professions in terms of paying you back. You just be persistent, and you get to the point where you walk through a place where is a big claim, and you just get to drop on it, and it pays back for so many losses. If you had a lot of losses, you don't need to have losses, but usually the game does cost to be played. So yeah, that's about mining. You can use amplifiers which increase the size of your claims, but that's already risky, and it's hard to be smart in that. Anyway, you need to do a lot of drops in order to average out, to really get the average outcome. It's not like I go there and I do 100 drops and I get 70 pad and that's my average outcome. No, I need to do maybe 100 rounds per 1,000 drops or something like that, so you can really see the outcome, because things are not very repetitive. It could happen all kind of different arrangement of the loot in the next days, and you can't calculate that, and you can't account for these changes from the game itself. So using amplifier is a very risky thing, but there is a big but. You can, because you're losing money with every amplifier bought. Usually they are limited from the shop. Again, I have here expired one, empty one. So it costs 120 ped when it's full TT price, and I paid, I think, 8 PED on top, which is kind of cheap, because usually I pay around 10 ped, which is literally $1 that I pay on top. So if I have to pay, if I'm gonna be a big miner in this game and I want to be profitable and so on, for sure, if I'm gonna be mining with AMP, I will need to spend few thousand bucks to get this unlimited amplifier, and it is few thousand or higher. These things are really expensive, because they do put you in front of many other people, and therefore you would have better opportunities in the economy itself. Yeah, you have this enhancer stuff as well, but that's when you want to go deeper or something like that. The range enhancers are pretty cool, but yeah, you gotta check it in detail to get the 100% best way to mine and make money with mining. And again, you might have the bad luck, but if you're persistent enough, it should equal out. And if you're doing the right things, if you're not constantly mining after somebody that mined already. Yeah. And the last thing is crafting. Now, crafting is pretty crazy. I haven't crafted so much. Maybe it's the thing that I've done the least, but I have some levels in it. So you get all kind of different blueprints, and they all cost different materials. Directly it comes to head that to have a profitable crafting, manufacturing, you will need to find these materials, and the better price you get them on, the better for you. Or ultimately, maybe it will be the best if you can get the materials yourself and make it all yourself, but actually most probably that will cost you much more than if you just buy it directly from another player. So most probably a lot of crafters that are really main profession crafters, I suspect they're mostly buying their loot and everything from other players. So that's the main thing to think about, I guess. Then you have different types of blueprints and so on, but there is a main thing, the main difference between a normal blueprint and a limited blueprint. Limited blueprints have a specific up to 100. I think I've seen above 100 attempts on a blueprint, but maybe some only one blueprint. I think most of them have up to 100 attempts if they're limited, and once the attempts are used up, the blueprint is useless and it's gone. And the difference compared with the normal blueprints is the normal blueprints have quality rating. They all start from quality rating 1, and basically you are working out the blueprint, not the avatar itself, but the blueprint itself becomes more worked out in a way, and gains points, up to 100 points. And of course then logically a blueprint developed up to 100 points, quality rating points, is the most economical to use. So I guess similar to mining or hunting. If you want to be more profitable, more efficient, or less unsuccessful, and with serious crafting, you would like to be using 100 quality rating points blueprint. They do cost a lot, because it's not easy to get them to 100 quality rating, and people actually cycle a lot of peds. into that blueprint to get it to that level. So crafting, it's not cheap like nothing else in Entropia, and of course if you want to be serious you need investment, a lot of planning, and knowing the economy, the basics minimum you need to just know them. You just have all the materials when you want to craft, and then let's choose some. I can spin one time. What is this? Just yeah, I have it at 45 quality rating. This blueprint I have 70 attempts. I'm just gonna do a few tries. What you have here in the crafting is this bar that you can move around. So the quantity is the highest success chance that you would have on that blueprint, and you want to give attempts at that success chance. And when you go maximum to the right, you get the lowest success rate chance, as you can see it yourself, and it's usually going to fail. But when it does successes, it's gonna be better success, and sometimes when you get a good loot, it's gonna be very good. But sorry, I don't think at all that it's smart to do the risky mining. Maybe sometimes on some things, but that's already when you get really familiar and used to mining, crafting. Sorry. So of course you will need to start with some lower blueprints that don't require you any higher level or anything. And get up to that specific point that you want to be crafting the stuff that you want to be, but you really have to go again into detail, finding out all the possibilities in different variations there is, depending on your skills, because you're gonna develop into one thing. You can choose to develop in all the things in the same time, but that means that you will have to be investing in different ways in the same time, when the payback most probably will be coming later down the line. So that's, I've scratched just the basics about the main things in Entropia to make money with, and I've really just scratched the basics. So there is, I've been playing this game for about 5-6 years now. You can imagine how much there is to know if I'm telling you that I've just scratched the basics, and I haven't said nothing really vital as information. So yeah, I hope that this has been helpful to somebody, and do look a lot more into it if you plan to do something more seriously with depositing and so on within the game. If you're a free to player, it's totally different. So enjoy your sweating. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for somebody. I'm Red D, and see you next time. Bye bye.